Okay, this is part two to my N64 collection. So yeah, next game is Top Gear Rally. I thought I was gonna like this. Really, I thought I was gonna love this game, but it was okay. Disappointed me, but it's a decent rally game. What else is there? Mission Impossible, one of the worst um movie games ever to come out. This game was so bad. I played one level of this thing, I was done. I was like, screw this. But yeah, this is the only game I've ever seen by Ocean. I don't know, maybe this game made it go bankrupt. I'm not sure, but it was that bad. Great game. Star George Squadron. This is really good. Great flight simulator game. A lot of fun on it, and still play it to this day. It's a well done game with the graphics and everything. And I don't know exactly when this came out, but this is a great addition to N64 and my collection. And if you do not have this game, I recommend it highly because this game was just a bomb. I mean, it really followed. It didn't like it was. It really followed through with what the flying. Sorry, it was very real to life, kind of like I guess it would be in Star Wars. But you know what? It was great. The ships are really like they looked like they came out of the movie, which was good. And this is a great game. Next game here is Dark Rift. This was a fighter that I liked. It was okay. I mean, it gets a little like annoying after a while because controls aren't as good as they could have been. But it was okay game. Wasn't nothing to look for. But if you do find it for cheap, I guess pick it up. But yeah, it was okay. Hybrid Oven. I'm gonna be honest with you. I cannot really remember this game. I know it's by Konami, and it was like a action adventure platform type thing, third person shooter, I believe. I'm not sure, but it was a weird game. I remember. It was a good game. It was really hard. Like it was a hard game. I remember, but the problem I had with it was the camera was a little off. I remember, and I don't know, the camera just kind of changed paces a lot. But if I've heard mixed reviews on this, so really you got to give it a shot for yourself to see if you like it or not. But yeah. 007, The World Is Not Enough. This was another 007 movie game that I wish could have delivered like GoldenEye, but it just didn't. But it was okay. I think it would have done better if it wasn't like I think it would have done better if the hype wasn't there, like it. But yeah, I wish it could have done better. It didn't, but it was okay game. War Gods, I found this for cheap and I picked it up, and it's a good fighter by Bindway. I mean, it was, and everybody else said it was okay. It was not that great, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was a fun game. But you have like gods that fight. It kind of reminds me of Mortal Kombat a little bit, but nothing near as good. But yeah, so nothing. I mean, it was a good game. WCW NWO Revenge, the best wrestling game to ever come out of the N64. It was a great game. WCW and NWO are disbanded. I remember. I think. I mean, I remember. I think. I'm pretty sure. But don't take my word for it. But yeah. So this was a very good game. It was one of the best wrestler to ever come out on the system for sure. It just had a lot of people on there that were great. I mean, it has Hulk Hogan on the cover, and forgot the other guy's name, but yeah, it was a great game, and yeah, a lot of fun. Wave Race 64. This is a 1996 game that came out in the N64, one of the early ones, and the graphics were very surprising for this. I mean, for 1996, this was really great graphics. Like the wave currents were there. I mean, they had that right. It didn't just look like standing still water. And I mean, the buoy, you had to go through the buoys, like it was kind of like a checkpoint system in a way. And if you didn't hit those, you had to go back. But it was a really fun game and very surprising in how well detailed this game was for 1996. I mean, they really did a great job and put a lot of effort into this game. You can tell because there was like the wave currents would like kind of pull you this way and that way, and they looked real. I mean, the islands are very beautiful in this game, and the graphics were amazing. But yeah, especially for 1996. All right, Mario Kart 64. This was a great game. It really did well. This is my favorite Mario Kart, I believe. Yeah. I think it is. I'm not sure, but they all get the same. All become the same after a while. But you know what? This one was really good. A lot of classic tracks on here, and it was a really fun game. I mean, everybody has it for most part, but yeah, it was a good game. Launch title, Pilotwings 64, one of the 2 launch titles. This game was a interesting game. You like launch out of a plane and you fly planes, I believe, in here. I don't know, it was different, but you know what? It did pretty well. I mean, it's not something you're going to sit down and play for hours and hours, but it will give you the entertainment for a little bit. And I paid whatever $9 for it, and I guess it was worth it. I played it a lot, and it was just it's very unique type of title. I don't think I've seen anything else like this. But yeah, it's very unique. I pick it up if cheap, but yeah, it was good. It was a good title, and it's definitely an interesting launch title. A very gutsy move on the Nintendo's part. WCW NWO World Tour. I got this for free, and my problem with this game was this: they added a lot of characters to kind of like the lack of gameplay in this was really like, I mean, it was hard to control, the graphics weren't great, and to combat that they added a bunch of wrestlers you didn't even know, and I think they made up some of these people, but I mean, I don't know, nothing's gonna be WCW NWO Revenge, but I don't know, this game was okay for free. I mean, why not? They said pick a 99-cent game for free, and this is the only one I could find for 99 cents, so I'm like, what the heck. But yeah. Winback Covert Operations. I've only seen like 2 other people have this game. It's by Koei, which I've never heard of before. But this game was really good, third-person action game. You're like this spy, and it's just like Spy. It kind of is like a 007 type thing, but not as good. But you know what? It was a good game for the most part. Really, you got to be stealthy in it, definitely, and it was fun. It was very fun. But yeah, it's hard to find. F-Zero X. I am amazing at this. This is one of the very few games I can play on extreme difficulty and win completely. Like win like every single race in first place. I'm like beat it completely. But yeah, I haven't done that, but I know I could. I'm not trying to be overconfident, but you know, it's a great game. It's a futuristic racer with a lot of, you know, cool vehicles in here, and the characters are kind of quirky, but they're cool, I guess. In Melee, one of the places you fight is the F-Zero X track, with it's Captain Falcon's venue, I guess you could say. But yeah, this cartridge is very heavy. It kind of reminds me of the Super Smash Bros. I'm sorry, but you know, it was a great racer. A lot of fun. I'm not exactly sure when this game came out, but it was a great addition to Nintendo 64, and they did well with racers. That was one thing Nintendo 64 could really do well with, was racers, and this is no exception. This was a great game, a great racer, and a ton of fun. But yeah, here we go. Excitebike 64, another racer. Now the Excitebike on NES was a classic game, and they did really well with making a sequel or a remake, I should say, in 64. The graphics were amazing on this. I think it was renowned as like one of the best Supercross games in N64. Do not take my word for it though, because I'm not sure. But you know what? It was a great game. It was a good game, and I love it. Not as much. I think I like Supercross 2000 a little bit better, but this was a really great game, and I had a lot of fun on it. And yeah. Battle Tanks by 3DO. This game, I kind of liked it. I mean, it's different. Not different, but it's just kind of like you're in these tanks, you just battle around. The graphics were not that great. I've heard mixed reviews about this, and I don't know. If I saw Global Assault, a sequel to this, I may pick it up. But you know what? It's fun for a little bit. It gets boring after a while to me. That's just me, but you know, that's just my opinion on it. But it was okay game. NFL Quarterback Club 98. You know, this was a football game they could have done away with. I mean, there was 99 to 2000, 2001, I believe. But you know what? There's no coin tossing in. The graphics weren't as great. They should have just stuck with the men's. But you know what? This was okay for $1. You know, it was alright. And plus, Brett Favre they signed a deal with Brett Favre, and he's on every single cover while he's playing with the Packers on the NFL Quarterback Clubs. But yeah, what else I got here? All-Star Baseball 2000, one of my recent pickups. This was in one of my update collection videos. but no, not anymore. But anyway, so this was a good it was a really good baseball game, and the hitting mechanics were really tricky on this. I mean, I'm finding that out a lot with a lot of the baseball games on N64 where the hitting mechanics are really difficult. The pitching was good. I'm great at pitching. Just the hitting, you got to get used to it. I did, and now I can hit and stuff like that. But it's just you got to get used to it, which is kind of a bummer. But it's a good baseball game. I guess you could say it's a good baseball game. Okay, what else is there? There's Automobile Lamborghini. This will be my last game for this part. This was I bought it because of Lamborghini, and well, this was actually a really great racer. I mean, I did not expect too much out of it, but you know what? This was a great racer, and this was a game that it was one of Nintendo 64 strong points, like I said before. And it was a really fun game. The graphics on it are pretty good, but yeah, so this is a great pickup if you find it for cheap and all that. Like I found it for $2, but this was a great game. I liked it a lot. But yeah, and that's it for this part. Part 3 coming up next.